Excuse me?
No, you can't come in.
Well, this is a public facility, isn't
Not
it?
for you, no.
No? Why is that? Okay. Oh, geez, you're crushing me.
Yes.
You have a sign that says if you live in Leslieville and you're concerned about your kids picking up needles that surround the drug consumption site, you don't have to worry. In fact, if your kids collect enough, they can trade them in for chocolate.
No comment.
No comment. But you have a sign advertising a candy bar.
No comment.
David Menzies for Rebel News here at the South Riverdale Community Health Center. And you may remember the center. We were here last month when a mother of two was murdered by a couple of degenerate drug dealers that got into some gunplay here. Now, you can see some police cruisers behind me. I think there was no less than 7. I got to tell you, folks, this wasn't the reason for our visit, but they are here because of us. You see, as we started to film our intro, my cameraman, Maurizio, had his cell phone camera stolen from him. I don't know if the person is a client of this so-called safe injection site or if it was just some random homeless person coming by, but he refused to surrender it. It was hard to understand what he was saying. The original reason we came down here was to report on a preposterous marketing campaign run out of this building. You see, there was a poster that went up the other day, and it was directed at children, no less, and it suggested to them, well, didn't suggest, it said to them, round up some sharps, i.e. hypodermic needles, bring them in to a organization here called Counterfeit. That's its name. I'm not making out Counterfeit. And you will get a chocolate bar. Can you imagine that? Now, Counterfeit is a harm reduction program for women run by this increasingly notorious health center. As you know, they run a safe injection site, and they also run a safe supply program, which basically hands out opioids as though they were, well, I don't know, candy at Christmas time. Just 3 or 4 hours ago, the Toronto Police Service released an update on the hunt for suspects. In other words, they have arrested a couple more people attached to that crime. And get a load of this, folks. By coincidence, just about 3 hours ago, the Toronto Police Service released a media release noting an update on the murder of Carolina. They have arrested another 2 suspects, and one of them, incredibly, is Khalila Zara Mohammed. She's 23, and she is or was an employee of this center. And by the way, she was the subject of a glowing CBC report on how she was helping with harm reduction. So it just gets worse and worse. The fact that if the allegations hold up in court, there's some inside help in terms of the drug dealers that come here to ply their trade at this so-called safe injection center. Absolutely outrageous. But can you imagine the thought process that went into a program encouraging children to go around these streets of Leslieville and pick up hypodermic needles, and the prize for that is a candy bar? It's absolutely shocking. So, as fate would have it, and this speaks volumes about the city of Toronto, I should think, we do have a collection of needles in here. And I thought, you know what, even though they've taken down the poster, I'll go in to the community center and see if I can grab, I don't know, an O'Henry, a Cadbury caramel, maybe a Snickers, maybe a Mars bar, whatever they got going. Let's see how they indeed fulfill this marketing scheme. Check it out. Hey, how you doing there? Oh, I'm just here to, excuse me.
No, you're not here for anything. Please leave.
I've got syringes here. I'm here for my candy bar.
Sir, please leave.
I'm here for my candy bar.
Please leave.
Excuse me?
No, you can't come in.
Well, this is a public facility, isn't it?
Not for you, no.
No? Why is that? Okay. Oh, geez, you're crushing me.
Yes.
You have a sign that says if you live in Leslieville and you're concerned about your kids picking up needles that surround the drug consumption site, you don't have to worry. In fact, if your kids collect enough, they can trade them in for chocolate. Here's my bag of needles. Do you want to take it?
Please leave.
No. No comment. But you have a sign advertising a candy bar.
No comment.
What about yourself, sir? Can I get a Mars bar, Snickers?
I don't work here, I'm sorry.
You don't work here?
No, I'm a neighbor.
Oh, okay then. Sorry about that. So, ma'am, who are you? Because you advertised a free candy bar for syringes, and here they are. Why did you put up that sign if you don't mean to fulfill the contract? What about that? Did you guys know Miss Mohammed? She's being charged with helping one of the... No comment? She's one of the workers here now charged with the murder. So that was the reaction I got, even though this is a taxpayer-funded community center open to the public. Those people were literally slamming the doors on me, and it was around that time that, as I mentioned earlier, Maurizio, my cameraman, had his camera stolen. The result was a call to the police, and they responded quite quickly. So thank goodness for that. I should tell you that with all the shenanigans you see happening here, you would think there would be more of a police presence, but don't blame the boys and gals in blue for that. The higher ups have told the police not to be too visible here at the safe injection site that attracts everything from drug addicts to gunmen. No, they don't want to further stigmatize the clients. Again, folks, I'm not making this up. Now, this poster was spotted by a passerby. Her name is Ginny Roth, and she took a picture of this, and thank goodness for that, because it's no longer posted. And Counterfeit's call to action eventually led to Miss Roth stating the following on social media, quote, "If you live in Leslieville and you're concerned about your kids picking up needles that surround the drug consumption site, you don't have to worry. In fact, if your kids collect enough, they can trade them in for chocolate," end quote. Absolutely unbelievable. Doesn't that speak volumes of the problem this safe injection site is causing this otherwise nice residential neighborhood, that there are so many needles around that it becomes almost like a perverse Easter egg hunt for the children of Leslieville, with the reward being a chocolate. Unbelievable. Indeed, this outrage even received the attention of Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. He posted this tweet recently, quote, "This is an actual sign from a drug consumption site in Toronto. What is happening in Canada?" End quote. Yeah, what is happening indeed? That's an excellent question. No word from Blackface, but then again, I'm sure the Justin Trudeau Liberals see this as another example of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
What we've done around harm reduction and safe consumption, the project that we have, working with BC to decriminalize possession of harder drugs now. There was a lot of shouting about that, and it's a very politically polarizing issue still. And you can see the Conservative leader doing videos about how bad that is, but grounding ourselves in facts and data and public treatment and evidence of a public health problem is the way to move forward on this. So.
The toxic drug and overdose crisis continues to take a tragic toll on families, loved ones, and communities. We're using every tool at our disposal to work with our partners to end this national public health crisis. Since 2017, we've committed to more than $1 billion to address the overdose crisis, and we're taking concrete steps to divert people who use drugs away from the criminal justice system. The evidence is clear. Harm reduction measures save lives. Some 46,000 overdoses have been reversed since 2017. We will continue to trust the science.
Now, while we were just a little roughed up and the victim temporarily of some theft, that certainly pales in comparison compared to what happened to Carolina Hubner Muckarat back on July 7th. She was the mother of two, minding her own business, walking down these streets on a Friday around noon, where she was murdered by a stray bullet from allegedly 2 dueling drug dealers. Absolutely atrocious. In closing, all I have to say is it's a good thing the poster has been taken down. This was the most harebrained scheme I have ever come across in my life, encouraging children to pick up hypodermic needles in exchange for a candy bar. But it is appalling, the lack of transparency by the people here. They're just trying to brush this under the rug. And in the meantime, what's happening? Well, we have litter in the form of these Sharpies everywhere. We have drug addicts harassing people. We have drug dealers getting involved in shootouts like it's the OK Corral. And they think the solution is to have children do that very dangerous task of picking up hypodermic needles and bribing them to do so with chocolate. This is an outrage. This center has absolutely no reason to be in this residential neighborhood. It has to be shut down. It's simply too dangerous. And the people running it, well, they're proving by their actions that they are morons. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, we know you love the fact that Rebel News brings you the other side of the story, but we need your help. We don't receive a single nickel of the federal Liberals media bailout fund, nor would we accept it if offered. So please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you can make a donation, that would be greatly appreciated.